May the gods grant us the strength to prevail against our foes and keep this place for our people. I will bend my every effort to this. Same to you!
Ah, pity. Conversation ended early. But we have a nice 4v4 sally out. A little bit of it has started. You can kind of see here. Credence trying to get into the ranged. It is a very aggressive sally out. Let's get the army comps out of the way and get this party, well, not even the army comps, the armies here, and get ready to party. I am playing Desert Rome. As you can see here, has started out on a guerrilla deployment right in front of the enemy forces. Agent Panda has brought Saba. Ninja Keeper has brought Iceni, and Joe has brought his favorite faction, Roma. On attack, we have Carthage brought to us by Teddy, Pangolin, Kush brought to us by Nice Rice, Massilia brought to us by John B, 1919, and Sparta brought to us by Smarthawk 03. Basically, very heavy sally out is what we're planning. A lot of infantry coming out for Iceni, cavalry coming out for Saba, and I started in the fight to kind of draw the enemies to force them to split, kind of, and make the assault a bit easier on us. As you can see, initially with the infantry fight, we are beating the Kushite slaves with Numidians. Nice charge right into the Shotels. Over here, into the Massilian Ballista. But I'm going to continue to flow into the ranged. Smash them in the back, and then go around. Basically, the purpose is to disrupt as much of the ranged as possible. Smash into as much damage as much as possible. I know I'm not going to get the craziest of kills, to be perfectly honest, but it is a lot of the initial damage what we need to do. While on both flanks, Iceni moves his way out to do some damage. And Saba has joined the party. And even then, we are getting some of these Credence down. As you can see, the infantry is able to continue moving up.
Engage! Cut forward! Engage! Engage! Advance at speed! Withdraw!
And as you can see here, despite everything, the Greek Giant Ballista does make it out of there. The Massili one does as well. Companion Cavalry getting into the flank, breaking these Numidian Lights, sadly. Doing pretty well, allowing the Cavalry to just flow around quite naturally and do some real damage. On the other side, Carthage is being bottlenecked by himself and isolated. And the Britain Slingers are going to be able to fire. Early aggression already dealt with by the attackers very well. Did cause a bit of havoc around. You can see still retreating units. 39 men left, so even if it comes back, it's pretty worthless. Those ranged-wise are pretty fine. A lot of the low tiers are down. Some of the Nubians have been dropped pretty well. With that, decent misplay by the attackers. Good shock cavalry general getting into the range, to be honest. Breaking that unit, but he's not getting out of there. Because I think these guys have javelins as well. Yep. Yeah, they're down to 45. Down to 30. And even if the general survives, that unit is pretty much done with. And those veterans are going to be able to do... Oh, stop chasing. There you go. Look at that. The veterans made it out. But he stopped moving, and the sword band are going to get in. My general's coming back out. Veterans are going to try to stop off that companion cav. Yeah. That noble cav down to 18. Down to 6. That unit is gone. And yeah, 0. In the woods, Saba is trying to break through the hordes. And utilizing that, I'm able to get into these Balearics here. This is going to be the end of my general 100%. But it's going to allow Saba to do a bit as well. And as these units run, just going to keep going in to the unit of Balearics, break them. Now that they've turned around, it's going to allow Carthage's isolated forces here to just be surrounded and destroyed. Yep, and as you can see, Iberians going down. Yeah, those Carthaginian hoplites are being dropped really fast on all sides. 186 there. Those Cretans are dropping as well. One last charge into these Cretans as well. Not a very good charge, but it is forcing them to waste a bit of ammo. Sadly, did not get 200 kills. But with that, they are eliminating more and more stragglers that were coming out. Cataphracts are pulling back. But with that, a lot of Carthage's forces were eliminated. Probably about half. When they just hurt their own boys. They're cutting into formation, but they're just letting the... they're doing pretty well against the sword band. That unit of camel cataphracts are held in place there, but they should break those Carthaginians in a second. Especially with the general dead penalty. So I don't think Carthaginians have discipline. No, they do, actually. Would you look at that? They are disciplined, so that's good for them. Then with that done, Icenia is able to continue to move on in, and a flow is continuing to be able to go. Okay, they still have the dogs. Perfect. The Hippeus, or the Massilian cavalry general, is actually... Aw, he didn't want to chase that far. No, we lost some of the dogs. Those monsters. They do have a breach opened. But Desert Rome has got that covered. Over here you can see them flowing around, tightening the noose on the attackers. And as you can kind of see, it happened a bit with this fight here. And then with the Carthaginian attack, but we forced them into 2 blobs that we can kind of isolate and destroy. So we have the blob here. And the blob that's here. Sadly, those veteran riders are going. But basically, honestly, if the attackers would want to move over here a bit more, that would be far preferable. You have 4 armies defending your flanks. You can actually put in a proper assault in and do some real damage. Socii Equitae Extraordinari, managing to get in. Nice job finding that gap and exploiting it by Joe. Now that he's got his hit, he's about to get out of there. Oh, never mind. He's going to continue flowing. Yep, surrounding these Spartans. Yeah, those Spartans are going down. And now he's out. 62 kills, nice. Swordband doing what they can. The dogs have been released. Who knows where they are? they're parting, that's all I know. We got 2 kills. No, they're losing the dogs. With that done, another blow has been struck. They are pulling back in the rear. And of course, as you see, the brave Numidian spearmen are still holding the way. A lot of ammo being utilized by these Gallics here. As you can see, trying to break them here. How are the dogs at? 3 kills, almost out of dogs, sadly. With this done, Royal Spartans getting into position. Spear band coming on in. Cataphracts trying to get a few more blows in, do a bit more damage. As we have a bit of a push in. We got a show tell from Kush and a bunch of thorax. Of course, my sad Numidian spearmen are getting their butts kicked. The javelins throwing in. Getting on in. On this flank, it's mostly Saba here now. Just flowing around, as you can see. Now that Carthage is a bit isolated, they're backing off. Ooh, that might be juicy, if not noticed. But it is noticed, they do get them back. Though some of them do still get into those Cretans there. 323, some good kills by our good old Panda. It's been a while since he's been in the fight. As you can see here, Sabaean Camel Cataphracts breaking through the enemies that are trying to flow inside. Socii has tried to do that as well. I mean, Numidians are dying, who would have guessed. They got 5 kills though. Fire coming in very hard to try to break the enemy. More and more thorax are coming on in. Another volley right into the thorax. Over here, these Cataphracts are doing what they can. Over here, they've broken through the enemy formation, getting right into the ranged. Now, the Kushite Royal Guard General does manage to stop them, but those Cretans do take a pretty significant punch on it before they break out. Down to 99, so dropped under 100. Ambusher sneaking up into the rear. Their guerrilla payors. But as you can see, formations breaking. We'll get another hit right here. Smash through and break through, and you can see all that damage. Yep, and they've routed. Turn around and strike. Those U's are just devastated, and they're gone. Over here in the fight, I mean, just getting beat up. That's the point. Burning the tower down at this point. We burn it down because it's a contingency plan, to be perfectly honest. However, a lot of my Desert Legionnaires are close to there. As you can see, I pull back before it breaks, so it hits the enemy. Better than just a neutralized tower, huh? There you go, getting a decent amount of them down. Getting back in. Honestly. Rome, Joe getting a little distracted and getting his poor boys surrounded. Ranged fire still coming on in. Stoddy doing well in their fight as well. Spear Band getting right into more Nubian bowmen. And the noose finally does close. Ooh, those armored showtails are facing the wrong way. They're going to just keep on going through. Another charge there. Those showtails are pretty much devastated. Down to 100 and took a lot of damage doing so. 60 men lost with nothing to show for it. Over here, the enemy are getting pushed back, but they do have quite the contingent force. That's for sure. Be right back. Shall be right. Alrighty, sorry about that. I am back. Just had some stuff to handle. I am not feeling the best. That's why the intro was a bit truncated. As you can see, infantry is still flowing in and out, trying to keep them busy. But the showtails are not looking very healthy. To be fair, neither is my infantry. But the rest of my infantry is moving in, while Rome moves on out. Because the benefit is we've done enough damage to their front line that there are a lot of gaps. Now these poor Desert Legionnaires are going to die. There's no two ways about it. They're going to die in glorious combat. Estadi trying to flow around as well. Getting those Thoreos spears who have not done much in this fight. Well, the elites, the Evocati, move their way on out, along with some armored legionnaires. As you can see here, more infantry coming on in, more of those thorax, some more Thoreos. And once this gauge is here, it's time to tighten the noose. Getting as many kills as possible. The showtails are enjoying themselves. But More of those skirmishers going on in on them. Over here, Rome is... I mean, they're lighting up the light Carthaginians. And you can see the purpose of this, I mean, they're just crushing through. The purpose of this really is to force the enemy to commit a bunch of forces, as you can see here. Disciples going on in now. Some Royal Spartans. And now with that done, getting pushed back there. Armored Shotels getting slaughtered. To be honest, this Roman infantry is going to do very well in this grind here. And now that that's done, here comes the Sabaeans. Now that we won here, Rome is going to form outside while we finish off the last of the hoplites inside. And there they are. Sabaeans just crushing through these back lines. Ambush is tying up more units. As you can see, the Sabaeans just going all around the place, breaking all the enemy infantry. Disciples not looking healthy. That Sabaean probably dead with 417 kills. I mean, that's beautiful. Help them break through these guys, surrounding and crushing into all these Spartan hoplites. Chariots now in the fight. Ambushers holding them up. The 244 kills here. Got the shield wall in position fast enough, sadly. Taking a few out. With the camels still going in. Socii Equidae Extraordinari is also in. My poor Desert Legionnaires are going to go down without 100 kills. No. Maybe. They got 100. That's all that matters. But skirmishers coming on in and the rest of the forces coming on out. The Cataphracts just running rampant at this point. Right into the back of those hoplites, and that should be the end of those. Right in the back of these Royal Spartans. Extraordinary trying to get a bit more of a kill. Ooh. Nice charge into those camel cataphracts. They're going to get a good chunk of them. They do get the charge into there. But as you can see, this is finishing up pretty well. Royal Spartans here getting surrounded. Doing what they can. Over here getting smashed into. With those armored shotels are dead. What's left are those Royal Spartans around here. As this fight is now over, victory achieved on this flank. Few pockets of these Royals are all that remains of the attackers. Yeah. Doing some nice damage. Socii getting in as well. That's one more routed. Chariots going in. As they're running, they're able to do a bit of damage. But with this now, yep, Desert Legionnaires on one side, Sabine Cataphracts on the other. That's going to be it for these guys. Bam and bam. 45 seconds left. As here is the final boy. Not looking the right way. Chariots going for him. He's under 100. Oh, he has a little more than 100 kills. And not detected. And ooh. With that, that is victory, done and dusted. Actually, not some bad kills from what I can see here. But, nice little 4v4 sally out. Honestly, what went well for the defenders. Obviously, splitting the forces into two and isolating a lot of Carthage did very well for us. Also, winning the inner fight and being able to just capitalize on when they were starting to lose men and getting into those gaps did really well for us overall. We could have done better. Maybe a bit more aggressive start to do some more damage. I don't know. That was up more Pandas, and he's more of a sally out guy. I mean, I guess maybe Rome coming out initially as well to put some more pressure, but either way, it turned out really good. He had a Roman Scorpion. Socii Equitae Extraordinari for Joe is Rome, 251. His Syrians, 159, 149, 109. His Armored Legionnaires, 180, 242. His Evocati, 222, 207. Didn't get to use his Gladiator and Gladiatrix. Estadi, 137. Nor did he use his Legionary cohort. Messacily, Desert Rome, brought to you by me, 199 for that Armored Numidian Rider. Heavy Numidian Skirmishers, 119, 127, 231, and 120. It's why I love these guys. Desert Legionnaires, 163, 157, 110, 120. Light Infantry, 102, 100. Iceni here. Didn't use his general, but his chariots, 350 kills. His ambushers, 153. Swordband, 104, 132, and 113. Of course, Agent Panda bringing out the Camel Cataphracts force to put the nail in that coffin. 348, 269, 166. Well, Marib, sorry, 348, and then Sabine Camel Cataphracts 269, 166, 141, 450. 114, 407, 355, 574, and 400. He brought more than 7 camel cataphracts, so despite all that victory, we did still lose that fight because of that. But now let's move on to the attackers. What did they do well? I think for the majority of them consolidating in towards the point of attack was probably very good, or was good on their side. They reacted well to a bunch of blows until the end. What they could have done better is they allowed their forces to be split a bit, especially Carthage, who lost a lot of his forces in those woods. He should have done his best to push them back towards Massilia, and Massilia and Carthage push back towards the other two, which didn't happen. And that's probably, I would say that probably did stop the enemy there, because it did just force the forces down, the infantry down so much that we were able to get those gaps in. But Teddy is Carthage, 169 for his companion cavalry. Credence, 160. Lake Carthaginian Hoplite, 126, 108. Right. Nice Rice as Kush, 104 on that Nubian. Those Armored Shotas, 117, 146. Showtails, 315, 185, 103. Smart Hawk here as Sparta, 118, 212 for those Royals, 169, 167 as well. That's about it. And then Massilia with John B is Galax, 114, 116. Thorax, 106. 161, 134. The other thing I would note is I think Massilia used a lot of ammo that it didn't need to, and left himself pretty drained with not a lot to show for it. He could have done a little bit better with some of these Thoreo spears that he had, in my opinion. But other than that, that is all. You let me know what you think. What did they do good? What did they do bad? Let me know in the comments below. But no one ever does, so I'm always right.